The MCQ psychometric assessment uses a simple but effective 4Cs framework with 4 scales of mental toughness known as control, commitment, challenge and confidence. And the results indicate a range of mental toughness from 1 to 10 for each of the 4Cs and overall. And these overall and 4C scores give the individual an accurate reflection of their mindset and a baseline from which to either develop or adapt their mental toughness. Now we'll examine each of the 4Cs in turn. So first of all, control. Control is your self-efficacy and the extent to which you feel you're in control of your life and that you can make a difference. In practice, if you're high on control, you feel your input really matters and that you're motivated to make a full contribution. You've got a good sense of who you are and what you stand for and feel comfortable in your own skin. You think everything is possible and you positively manage your emotional response to situations and the mood of the people around you. However, if you're low on control, that may indicate that you feel that events just happen to you and are outside your personal control or influence. You blame others and circumstances for your failures. You defer things easily. And finally, you're negatively affected by the moods of other people. Now, interestingly, it's possible to be too mentally tough, both overall and on each of the 4 scales. And some likely characteristics here if you're too high on control are that you can be too intolerant of those people who aren't as positive as you. You can be a control freak and micromanage, and you can be perceived as a bully. Your can-do attitude can intimidate others. You also can appear insensitive because you may show no emotion at all. The next 4C is commitment, and commitment is the extent to which you are motivated by goals and targets and will do everything you can to achieve them. It encompasses qualities such as focus and reliability. And in practice, if you're high on commitment, you feel able to effectively set goals and targets and reliably and consistently strive to achieve them without being distracted or diverted. You're strong at establishing routines and habits that enable you to be successful, and you're likely to be effective in prioritizing, planning and organization. However, if you're low on commitment, that may indicate that you find goals and targets intimidating, and so find it difficult to set them and then prioritize them. You may also find it difficult to focus, and you become easily distracted by other people and competing priorities. And you rarely adopt routines or habits to make you successful. And this may mean that you need to avoid tough deadlines and may need assistance with setting goals and targets and assessing competing priorities. Now, it's also possible for you to score too highly on commitment as well, and some likely characteristics here are you can overcommit and take on too much. You can miss doing things that are more important or more urgent. Now, we've just looked at the control and commitment scales, which together represent the resilience part of the mental toughness definition, namely the ability to bounce back quickly from setbacks and failures and to push through interference. This, intuitively as well as scientifically, makes sense. Now to challenge, the third of the 4Cs. Challenge is the extent to which you see challenges, change, adversity and varieties as opportunities rather than threats, and encompasses your drive and adaptability. Being high on challenge means that you like challenge and problem solving. You actively seek change and variety. You're probably a risk taker and comfortable in ambiguous scenarios, and you're not easily fazed by organisational change. Conversely, if you're low on challenge, you like routine and you prefer to minimise exposure to change and the problems that come with that. You probably strongly prefer to work in more structured roles with a repetitive element and in stable environments. And other likely characteristics if you're low on challenge include you dislike change and variety of any sort, you don't like shocks and surprises, you're risk averse. Now, it's also possible for you to score too highly on challenge, and some of the likely characteristics here are that you can take on too much risk. You get bored easily and will often create change to satisfy this craving. And as a manager, you'll often create initiative overload for your team. The final C is confidence, which describes to what extent you believe you have the self-belief to perform productively and to influence others and encompass your self-belief and influence. Being high on confidence likely means you have a strong self-belief in your own position and capability. You have little or no need for external validation or encouragement. You'll work hard to use your abilities to the full, and you build relationships quickly and easily. However, conversely, if you're low on confidence, you can easily be unsettled by setbacks and feel undermined, causing your head to drop and self-belief to falter. Your inner voice commentary here is vital to counteract this loss of confidence and negativity. Likely characteristics if you're low on confidence will include you'll be reluctant to express a view or discussion in a debate or in writing. Your inner belief is missing. You need others to build that and to boost you. And you back down quickly when challenged. You often have difficulty dealing with assertive people. However, it's also possible for you to score too highly on confidence. And some likely characteristics here are that you can be intolerant of those who aren't as confident as yourself and appear arrogant. You can believe you're right, even when you're wrong. You can dominate a situation and won't allow others to contribute. And you sometimes rely on the gift of the gab. In conversations, you can be poor at listening and interrupt a great deal. Challenge and confidence, together, those two scales represent the confidence part of the mental toughness definition framework. Namely, your ability to take a risk, spot and confidently seize an opportunity.